sir. Reading you loud and clear. Clear. The clock has started.
The clock has started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
And welcome to another broadcast of Radio Chutzpah, live, that's right, live from beautiful downtown Ra'anana, Israel. If you don't know where that is, that's just north of Tel Aviv, but we're proud of our city just as it is by itself. My name is Kerry Zayas, your host, and I am here tonight with...
Ashy7. Hey guys, woo! How you doing? Hey, the weather's gotten pretty good. You know, it's gotten really crisp and cool. You know, I even shivered a little bit. You know, for a New Yorker, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's been pretty hot here even for October, but we got some cool weather now. Hope it's cool where you are. Hope you are cool. And I want to invite you all to participate in this show. We welcome calls from everywhere and anybody through the magic of the internet and Skype. That's right. You can Skype us for free. Skype us for free at Radio Chutzpah. First word is radio. That's R-A-D-I-O. Second word is Chutzpah. C-H-U-T-Z-P-A-H. That's Radio Chutzpah. And if you will also see, if you are listening to us on the player, you'll see there's a place to leave a comment, which is actually a chat box feature where we can interact with you by chat if you don't wish or for some reason can't talk to us. But we really would like to talk to you. After all, it is talk radio, isn't it? So feel free to please call in and talk to us. We welcome calls again from anybody and from everywhere. We have a suggested topic tonight. Of course, that may delve off into many other things. That's up to you, the audience, and between me and my co-host Ashy7. And the topic as advertised for tonight is, would Vice President, that's of the United States, Mike Pence, make a better president? And of course, that's better than the existing president, Donald Trump. Now, I'd like to preface this show and say that this is not, I repeat, not an anti-Trump show. As a matter of fact, one of the things we have at Radio Chutzpah is we don't believe in political correctness. We are not in a box or a label. And I will say, as a person, I voted and supported Donald Trump to be president. Now, of course, everyone else who did as well, everyone who did as well also voted automatically. You really didn't have a choice, but that's why it's called the ticket. You voted for Donald Trump. You also took his pick for vice president, which is Mike Pence, who was the former governor of the state of Indiana. So they were elected together. We're talking about this subject tonight because Donald Trump has been president now as of on October 20th for 9 full months since he was inaugurated on January 20th of this year, 2017. A lot of people hate Donald Trump, and I personally find that hate and that dislike and that criticism unfounded. And I want to just let everyone else know that we are in beta still. And we're still learning how to really kind of do this. So if we get dead air and little whispers or little drop-offs, I want to apologize. So let me get back on track. So I, myself personally, voted for and supported Donald Trump to be president of the United States. Now, a lot of people in America, when they voted, to be honest, based on all the polls, actually were doing an anti-vote. What does that mean? Is that if you really didn't want Hillary Clinton to be president, which I have to admit I'm one of those people, you voted for Trump. Not necessarily because you really wanted him, but because you didn't want Hillary. And I'm sure vice versa that happened too. A lot of people just didn't want Donald Trump from the very beginning, voted for Hillary Clinton, not because necessarily they wanted her, but because they didn't want him. Well, the people have spoken, the result is in, and for the last 9 months, Donald Trump has been president. Now, I personally, as well as many others, have been troubled by a lot of things that Donald Trump has done, or as you'll see soon, as I'm going to be talking about, has not done. I feel there's a lack of leadership. There is a lot of question about what he has really of significance accomplished. And by a lot of his supporters, people who voted and supported him, there's a lot of questioning and maybe even complaining, resentment that many, if not all, of the campaign promises, especially major ones, he has not fulfilled. And not only is not fulfilled, maybe he's actually backtracked on them, which we'll talk about hopefully with you in a minute. As you can see, if you're listening to us on the Spreaker player, my able assistant, Ashley Seven, has reminded you that
I am savvy. Thank you very much.
Savvy and able assistant has put in our address, Radio Chutzpah, and you can also, in the comment box, you can chat us directly, and we'll see it, and we'll respond, but we would really like your call. Again, Skype us at radio, RADIO, Chutzpah, CHUTZPAH. A lot of people now are talking about trying to impeach Donald Trump. Some people are trying to talk about impeaching Donald Trump from the beginning of him being elected, even before he got inaugurated in January. And, of course, that movement, that talk is continuing. There are certain millionaires, I guess they're actually billionaires, who are putting millions of dollars of their own money into doing a campaign, a grassroots campaign, to try to really, get him impeached. And of course, there's quite a few Democrats in Congress who would love to see him impeached. Now, the truth is that I personally doubt, as well as many others, that there's nothing impeachable about what he has done. You cannot be impeached for making people mad at you. You cannot be impeached for being nasty or rude or saying things that rub you the wrong way. You cannot be impeached for even just not getting things done. According to the Constitution, which guides the United States government, you can only be impeached for doing a true criminal act and then be convicted of it through both houses of the United States Congress, both the House of Representatives and the Senate. However, a lot of people have brought up the suggestion, I am one of them, as controversial as it may be, that Donald Trump, if he's truly a patriot and maybe for the good of the country, perhaps for the good of himself and his family, should resign. Now, a lot of people say that is severe. A lot of people say that's even unfair. And a lot of people say that, how come he should quit? Now, if for those of you who don't know history, whether you care or not, I'm going to tell you, is the only president of the United States who was ever in over 200 years of the country being quit was famous Richard Milhouse Nixon, as he was about to be surely impeached by Congress because of the Watergate scandal. Now, I don't think necessarily that resigning the office has to be a disgrace for Donald Trump. If he resigns the office for the good of the country, mainly by showing and saying, and that's the subject tonight, that Mike Pence, the existing vice president, former governor of the state of Indiana, that Vice President Mike Pence, who would automatically, of course, become the president of the United States upon his resignation, would become a better president for the United States. Now, for all you Democrats out there and people who are anti-Trump and don't want him to stay and are looking to go, get him out, impeach him, I hope you realize that you automatically will make Mike Pence, whether you like him or not, and I have a feeling that many of you do not like him, will automatically become president of the United States upon him being impeached. So no matter how Donald Trump leaves the office, if he should leave the office, by any method or means whatsoever, if he's not president anymore, the existing sitting vice president, which is Mike Pence, will become the president of the United States. Now, who we have?
We have a listener. Hey, hi Charlene. Hey Char. Thank you so much. I just want to tell you thank you so much for tuning in, for joining in on our show today. Thank you so much. Just in case you didn't see it or for some reason, you can please feel free. You can call us on Skype. You can find us Radio Chutzpah on Skype. And you can call us and actually be part of the show. Don't be shy. Come on. Come on. Do it. You can do it.
Yes, so I'll also welcome Char. Where is Charlene from? Do you know?
Yeah, she's from, she lives in Georgia, I believe.
Oh,
right?
Georgia. That's just peachy. Okay, Charlene, I hope you didn't take that personal. I just had to make that joke.
Oh, my God.
That's just peachy. But for you to know that Georgia is known as the Peach State. I love people. I love Georgia. And and Ashley 7 here just loves peaches, Charlene. She loves them.
I love peaches. I love fruit.
Okay.
I love fruit in general. I'm a fruity person.
A fruity person. Okay. As in Fruit Loops? No, that's a free plug. I should be paid for that. Anyway, back to Vice President Mike Pence.
So you can type, just to let you know, sorry to interrupt my daddy here.
Not.
No, I'm not sorry. I'm chutzpah dick. I'm a chutzpah. Miss chutzpah. I'm not yet a Mrs. I'm a Miss chutzpah. Anyway, please feel free, Char, to comment if you want to talk to us. If you don't want to, if you can't call, or for whatever reason, you can type on the chat box. You can type in the chat box and you can ask us anything you want.
I believe it's called comments. It's labeled as comments or something on the interface. So, I'm sorry about if that is confusing. And we're having a little difficulty with our chat box here. Please bear with us. And there, I see her.
She said, laughing my ass off. I love peaches, too.
Oh, you love peaches, too? Then you live in a great state if you love peaches, too, Charlene. Yes, you do. So going back to the subject at hand. Go
on, Daddy-O.
Okay. True Daddy-O in every way. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I am her old man. I am her father. And once in a while, I guess she is my daughter. No, she's always my daughter.
Well, that is a
chutzpah-dick thing to say. After all,
it
is radio chutzpah. Okay.
Well, I declare.
Okay, she declares. Well, I do declare. That's so Southern. That's taking fun of Charlene. She's from the South. Okay, don't make fun.
I declare that my dad has a major chutzpah-dick mouth.
Okay. Anyway, so again, I'd like to remind everyone out there that no matter how Donald Trump should, if he should not be the president of the United States anymore, including by the people who hate him so much and want him impeached in the worst way, they will automatically have Mike Pence become the president of the United States. So I think it's worth a discussion about, okay, so will Mike Pence be a better president? Because the truth is that if he's not going to be a better president, or maybe there's another issue here, which we'll talk about in a minute, then I guess why upend the country? Because let's face it, when a sitting president isn't there anymore for whatever reason, it will upend the country. It's going to cause a little bit of chaos. It's going to cause uncertainty. It's going to be disruptive, to say the least. However, one thing I mentioned before is about maybe there's another issue. A lot of people say that none of this is the fault of Donald Trump, or whether it be Mike Pence or whoever else would be in the White House. It's the fault of the U.S. Congress, that the U.S. Congress is lame, ineffective, expletive. Now, that may or may not be true. One thing that has to be looked at is a president has to be a leader and has to be able to get legislation adopted by the U.S. Congress. That's the way the United States democracy works. The president can want things all day long, and unless he can get away with making an executive order with it, he has to get legislation passed by the Congress. He has to lead. He has to know how to make a deal, as Donald Trump has made him out to be the great deal maker. But the fact of the matter is that all the major things he talked about in his campaign and his promises, he has either not done, fizzled on, or absolutely walked away, or did a turnaround, changed his mind. One of the things that I can talk about being from Israel right now, I am an American, but I live in Israel for the past 15 years, is he made a big deal during his campaign that he would finally move the United States Embassy, the official embassy of the United States, to the capital of Israel, which happens to be Jerusalem. It's not Tel Aviv. Contrary to popular belief, the capital of Israel is not Tel Aviv. It is the city of Jerusalem. And the United States was supposed to move its embassy there a long time ago, and every president has just laid it and find a way not to move it. And President Trump has made a big deal that he would move it, and now he said, I don't want to upend the cart. I don't want to upset the Palestinians. And he said